Welcome, traveler, to Gods in the Shadows, where ancient myths awaken and the echoes of forgotten deities still whisper through time. I am Benson, your guide through the veiled realms of history and legend. Tonight, we stand at the Crossroads, beneath the moon's cold glow, to uncover the mysteries of one of the most enigmatic figures in Greek mythology. A goddess of the unseen, a keeper of spectral torches, and the eternal guardian of those who walk between worlds. She is Hecate, queen of witches, mistress of the underworld, and the force that lingers where fate and free will collide. Join your host, Vanessa Scaduto, as she unravels the myths, worship, and modern-day reverence of this dark and powerful goddess. But be warned, once you step into the shadows, you may never see the world the same way again. Now, let us begin.
Welcome back to Gods in the Shadows, where we uncover the myths, modern influences, and worship of ancient deities. I'm your host, Vanessa Scaduto, and today we're stepping into the moonlight crossroads with a goddess who brings magic, mystery, and maybe just a little bit of spooky energy, Hecate. And if you're thinking, who's Hecate? First of all, you've probably never dabbled in witchcraft or taken a midnight stroll through a haunted forest. Second, she's one of the most badass goddesses in Greek mythology. We're talking about the goddess of witchcraft, the underworld, ghost, and crossroads. Think of her as the original goth queen, part-time necromancer, full-time independent woman who doesn't need no man, unless, of course, he's bringing offerings.
Sometimes the things you see in the shadows are more than just shadows.
So grab your torches and let's dive in. Hecate is one of those gods who doesn't fit neatly into one category. She's associated with the Titan gods, but survived their fall, meaning she kept her divine power even when Zeus and his Olympian crew took over. That alone makes her pretty unique. Most Titans got locked away in the Tartarus. She got a prime spot in Greek religion. She's usually depicted holding torches because she guides people in the dark. Sometimes with 3 faces, because why have one when you can have 3? And often accompanied by dogs. Yes, dogs. If you've ever been walking at night and a stray dog started following you, congrats, you might have had a Hecate moment. She has dominion over magic, the moon, spirits of the dead, and crossroads, literal and metaphorical ones. If you ever find yourself at a major life decision, ancient Greeks would say, hey, you should probably leave an offering at a crossroad and hope Hecate doesn't send you the wrong way. She also plays a key role in Persephone's myth. She's the one who helps Demeter find her kidnapped daughter and later becomes Persephone's guide in the underworld. So yeah, Hecate is kind of a big deal. Myths of Hecate. Hecate and the birth of Zeus. According to some ancient sources, when Zeus was born, his father Cronos had a nasty bit of swallowing his children, who, to prevent them from overthrowing him. And Rhea, Zeus's mother, sought help from several deities to save her son. Some versions of the myth suggest that Hecate played a role in hiding Zeus and protecting him while he was being raised in secret. Given her association with the liminal spaces between worlds, it makes sense that she would have been a powerful guardian during this time. Without her intervention, Zeus might not have grown up to overthrow the Titans and take his place as the king of the gods. Hecate and the witch Medea. One of Hecate's most famous devotees was Medea, the sorceress from the story of Jason and the Argonauts. Medea was a priestess of Hecate and used her knowledge of witchcraft to help Jason retrieve the golden fleece. She brewed potions, performed spells, and even manipulated fate itself. However, Medea's story takes a dark turn when she is betrayed by Jason, leading her to use her magic for revenge. Some believe that her connection to Hecate granted her immense power, but also led her down a tragic path of destruction. This myth shows how devotion to Hecate can bring great power, but also demands great responsibility. Hecate and the Underworld. Hecate's role in Persephone's myth is one of her most well-known stories. When Hades abducted Persephone, her mother Demeter searched the earth in despair. It was Hecate carrying her torches who came to Demeter's aid and guided her to the entrance of the underworld. Later, when Persephone was allowed to return to the surface for the part of the year, Hecate became her companion between the realms. This myth reinforces Hecate's role as a guide for lost souls and a protector of those in transition, whether between life and death or simply through major life changes. How did people worship her? Hecate was worshipped in a few key ways, and if you're thinking of leaving her an offering, here's what you need to know. Hecate's supper. Ancient Greeks would leave food, often eggs, fish, or garlic at the crossroads at the dark moon, basically the new moon. It was a thank you, but also a please don't hex me kind of deal. Torches. Fire was a big part of her worship, so people would light torches in her honor. Dogs. She's super into dogs. If you hear dogs barking at nothing, that's Hecate's vibe right there. Keys. She's considered the keeper of keys, both literal and metaphorical ones. People would dedicate keys to her when making big life changes. So what's Hecate's influence on modern culture? If you didn't know her name by now, Hecate's influence is everywhere in modern pop culture. So let's break it down. Shakespeare loved her. She shows up in Macbeth as the leader of witches because of course she does. Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. The witches literally invoke her name in spells. American Horror Story. The Coven. If you watched it, you saw her influence all over the place. Video games and fantasy books. If a story has a three-faced moon goddess or powerful witch lurking at Crossroads, chances are she's based on Hecate. Even in Wicca and modern witchcraft, Hecate is still a highly revered figure, often seen as the triple goddess or an aspect of divine feminine power. So what other gods are similar to her in other cultures? Hecate isn't the only deity with the whole magic underworld crossroads energy, and here are a few others that might sound familiar. Ikeko, which is South American. It's a spirit of fortune often worshipped at crossroads. Anubis, which I mentioned in the Hermes episode, also Egyptian, guardian of the dead, very much the Egyptian version of a psychopomp. Trivia, literally the Roman version of Hecate. They didn't even try to change her name much. The Morrigan, that is a Celtic god, a war goddess with similar dark, mysterious energy, often appearing in triple form. So, are you interested in getting to know Hecate? Maybe build an altar. If you want to work with Hecate, building an altar is a great way to invite her into your practice. Here's what you'll need. Candles, black, red, or white to represent her power over the unseen. Keys. symbolizing her role as a gatekeeper between worlds. Torches or lanterns, representing illumination in dark places. Bones or dog figurines, honoring her connection to spirits and canines. Moon symbols. As the goddess of the moon, lunar imagery is highly fitting. Offerings. Garlic, eggs, honey, or wine are traditional gifts for Hecate. Current groups who celebrate Hecate. Hecate was a strong presence in modern paganism. Some groups that still honor her include Hellenic polytheists, practicing the ancient Greek religion with offerings and prayers, Wiccans and eclectic witches. Many invoke Hecate in spellwork, divination, and protection magic. The Covenant of Hecate, a modern group dedicated to the goddess, blending historical research with contemporary practice. What to know before summoning Hecate? Hecate is a powerful goddess, and working with her should be done with respect. Like all deities, here are a few things to consider. Be clear in your intentions. Hecate isn't one for vague requests. Know what you want before calling on her. Offerings matter. Traditional offerings like garlic, honey, and wine can help establish goodwill. Expect change. She is a goddess of transitions. If you call on her, be ready for the shifts in your life. Don't summon her lightly. If you are working with spirits or crossing between realms, proper protection is essential. So there you have it, the legend of Hecate, a goddess who survived the rise and fall of civilizations, evolved through myths, and still has a devoted following today. Whether you're looking for guidance at a crossroads, a little magical inspiration, or just an excuse to light some candles and feel mysterious, Hecate has got you covered. Just don't forget to bring some offerings. She does have a reputation, after all. That's it for today's episode. And if you enjoy this dive into Hecate's myths, worship, and modern day influence, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and follow me on Instagram at Red Hair Anomaly and our podcast, Strange Darkness Radio. And if you see a stray dog staring at you under the full moon, well, just nod respectfully and keep walking. Thanks for tuning in to our mini-series of Gods in the Shadows. Please let me know what you would be interested in hearing next. And stay curious, stay weird, and I'll catch you in the next one.
You have journeyed through the realms of shadow and myth, where the power of Hecate still lingers, watching, guiding, and guarding the crossroads of fate. As the night fades and the torchlight dims, remember, the gods of the past are never truly gone. They are always present, just beyond the veil, waiting for those brave enough to seek them. Thank you for joining us on this dark and mysterious path. Be sure to follow Gods in the Shadows to uncover more ancient truths hidden in the dark. Until next time, stay curious, stay cautious, and remember, some paths are better left unexplored, unless you're ready to face the unknown.